Tesla has just reduced prices of its EVs by a little bit, around 5% in the United States. And it's done the same again for the second time in the last few months in China. In fact, now in some parts of China, you can get up to 10,000 US dollars off the price of a Model Y and a Model 3. Is this because there's not enough demand, or is this simply because Tesla wants to sell as many vehicles as it can before the end of the year? I'm going to give you my thoughts on this. And also I'm going to share with you some interesting information about what I think Tesla is planning on doing and why they're actually doing this. And it's nothing that I've said so far. In fact, it's something entirely different. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. My name's Sam Evans. I'm coming to you from Melbourne in Australia. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. And if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do so you actually get notifications in your feed of all of our videos. I try to bring the news to you as quickly as I possibly can. A lot of the stuff we do, it comes out to you within a matter of hours of being reported publicly. So that's one pretty good reason to subscribe. Now, I want to say a big thank you, big shout out to our Patreon supporters and YouTube members. Really appreciate you guys massively. Big thank you. Thank you. Awesome to have you. I think Tesla is trying to get rid of some of its, I don't know if you'd say inventory, but I think it's preparing to do something big. And I think they've been trying to keep it quiet, but I think we can all see what's about to happen. I've talked about this in the past. I think now it's going to happen pretty soon. Right now, Tesla China is offering around about an additional $850 US discount on the existing discount already applied to their vehicles. Now, it's a bit more complicated than this. Tesla reduced the price of the base Model Y to be under $40,000 US in China so that people will qualify for the subsidies. If the price is at that level, you then get an additional subsidy. Some places you get an extra subsidy on top of a subsidy because you're getting like a government subsidy, then you're getting a state level subsidy. Plus, then also you get a credit for changing from a gasoline powered vehicle to an EV. That's an additional subsidy. Plus, Tesla gives you half price on insurance. So Tesla was before giving about $1,000 in credit on insurance. They've now reduced that to $500, but it's still a discount on your insurance. But you've got to get the insurance through them. So they still have a deal there where I think it's not costing them anything. They're just getting a partner of theirs is offering the insurance, from what I can tell. And then you're getting a discount and that partner is getting new customers, sort of like marketing for that new partner. That's what I can tell. No one's saying that, but I think that's what's happening. Now, the media is saying that the reason Tesla are doing this is because there's not enough demand. They're reducing prices again. There's massive problems for Tesla in China. I don't think that's actually true. In fact, I think that's completely incorrect. I think there's a bit of awareness among people in China, people in the United States, people in Australia, people in Europe, people in New Zealand. There's a bit of an awareness that something is about to change. I think Tesla knows that. They've been working on something. They know customers have a little bit of an awareness that something big is about to happen. But I think they still have a lot of production capacity for their existing vehicles in their existing inventory, in the way they're currently made. Now, people are saying, all these ridiculous American news sites and American Chinese sites as well, saying that Tesla last month in October had 15,000 vehicles in China sitting in inventory that hadn't sold. There's no actual evidence for that. They've done this weird calculation where they've said, well, this is how many vehicles were actually delivered to consumers. This is how many Tesla produced. Therefore, the rest of them weren't sold. Now, there was a kind of a shortfall of about 14,000. So therefore, those didn't sell. There's zero evidence to say that they didn't sell. In fact, I would say it's pretty unlikely considering there's still a wait list in many countries around the world to get a Tesla Model Y. Look how many Tesla Model Ys are selling right now. Best-selling vehicle in Germany, best-selling vehicle in Norway, best-selling vehicle in the UK, best-selling electric vehicle in France. I mean, that's the 4 biggest electric car markets in Europe. And what about best-selling vehicle in Australia when it comes to EVs? Best-selling vehicle when it comes to EVs in New Zealand. The list goes on. I can keep saying this and you just get bored and you go, yeah, right, we get it. It's the best-selling Viking and we know that. Okay. So is there really a demand problem, or is this the reality that there's a big problem in China? There is a big problem. I don't think it's demand though. I think it's one, shipping. Shipping is huge. There is not enough shipping vehicles. There is not enough boats to actually ship all the cars. And the truth is that many automakers in China are having the same problem, so they're buying their own ships. I think there's 4 different electric car manufacturers buying their own car carriers in order to ship them themselves because they're getting sick of waiting. So that's part of the problem for Tesla, and that could be the reason that those vehicles were sitting in inventory. Now, the other thing to consider is the reason for these additional discounts is also because Tesla has increased production to the point where they're now making around 23,000 vehicles per week at Gigafactory Shanghai. I mean, just over 100,000 in the month of November proves that that number is correct. That's what I reported on many months ago, that they would hit 23,000 just through doing my own calculations on what I was seeing. And that's what happened. We've now hit that. We've seen that November. The total delivery number for November was just over 100,000. So clearly 23,500 was pretty much right on the money. That's a lot of vehicles per week, right? However, people have heard rumors from me, from other people, rumors, and not just rumors, but this obvious fact that CATL's new battery factory, which is just down the road from Tesla's factory in Shanghai, is going to be producing the latest generation cell-to-pack technology, which will also have M3P batteries and newer lithium iron phosphate battery packs. Also, potentially they could be using the new Kirin battery, or the Kirin battery as I like to call it, which will have a significantly greater energy density. Now, that's a lithium ternary battery. They may not go that route, but either way, they will have a later generation pack technology being used, structural battery packs being used in newer Model 3s and Model Ys. And I think that'll happen probably the second quarter of 2023. Now, I could be wrong, but I think it will. I think there's somewhat of a level of awareness that changes are happening. We know changes are happening to the Model 3. We've seen them driving around with changes, obviously. We know about Project Highlander. We know that the changes are coming. People have this awareness, something is going on. New technologies are coming out. Model 3 is getting new upgrades with giga castings and other things like that. So the question is, what is changing? Will customers who buy now be left with a product that is older? Well, yeah, of course they will. That's always going to happen, though. It doesn't matter when you buy it. That's going to happen to you eventually. Whether that's in 6 months' time or a year's time, it will happen. There's just no getting around that fact. The reason is Tesla updates their vehicles continuously. I mean, really, you could go and buy your car and on the production line, they could change something that day. I mean, that's how quickly they're doing it. And that's what you've got to do to actually compete and win in this race. It's tough. So I think a couple of things are going on. There is not enough boats to ship all the vehicles around the world. That's one problem Tesla are facing. The second is there is the perception new battery packs are coming out, in particular from Tesla's biggest battery supplier, CATL. Those structural packs will reduce the weight of the cars. Not a lot, but they will reduce them a bit. Plus, they will have greater energy density. Will Tesla just reduce the size of the battery packs to give them the same range? Possibly, I don't know. But then they would be a bit more efficient. They'd be lighter still. So they will be better. Plus, we don't know how much Tesla's going to refresh these cars. What are all the changes going to be? There could be a lot of changes. No one really knows. Do you know, though? Or do you have an idea? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are. And let me know what you think, how many vehicles you think Tesla will produce and sell from Gigafactory Shanghai. Now, I think they're going to go for a crazy number. I'm going to go for 105,000 for the month of December. Of course, not all of those will be sold in China. Probably about half of those will be sold in China. The rest will go all around the world. That will mean the Model Y will probably be the 6th best-selling car in the world for 2022. Now, one of the things I was just speaking to a friend on the phone about the Model Y. Remember, the base Model Y weighs 1,900 kilos. So that's around about 4,000 pounds. That means the base Model Y weighs less than a Volkswagen ID3. So, yeah, it's a very impressive car even now, even without these future upgrades, these future changes. It's actually incredibly far ahead of its competition when it comes to things like efficiency and weight. You've got to keep that in mind. People in China are very well aware of that fact. Therefore, I believe not only people in China, but people outside of China will be aware of the fact that the Model Y is a great car, whether or not it's been upgraded or not. I still think we're going to see those good sales numbers in December for that key reason. Plus, that little bit of a discount is going to provide an incentive. Imagine that Tesla was selling the Model Y in the United States for the current price, 40,000 US dollars. How many do you think they would sell? Well, I just went onto Tesla's website. The cheapest Tesla Model Y you can get in the United States is still around 64,000 US dollars. That won't be the case for much longer though. New Model Y is coming with 4680 cells, structural battery packs. It's going to be more affordable and it's actually going to be better. In my opinion, next year, the Tesla Model Y will be the best-selling car in the world, and all the media talk about there not being enough demand or Tesla cutting production at its factory in China by 20%, all of it will be proven to have been false information, which was intended to not only mislead investors, but to make the automotive industry feel safe. Don't worry, Tesla's not going to take your sales away. They're having all their own problems. Well, I don't actually think that's true. I think it's pretty much a media fabricated myth. But I could be wrong. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and have a great day. Bye-bye.